What's the most important practical advice in life? In a world that's constantly shifting, full of uncertainty, pressure, and endless distractions, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, unmotivated, or just lost. More than ever, people are searching for clarity, for a compass, something to help them navigate tough decisions, build stronger relationships, and find real purpose in all the noise. That's where 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, by Dr. Jordan Peterson comes in. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a wake-up call, a no-nonsense guide to taking responsibility, embracing discipline, and becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. In today's episode, we're breaking down the most powerful lessons from this modern classic. Whether you're battling inner struggles or just trying to bring more order and meaning into your life, these takeaways will help you grow and level up step by step. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the mind behind the book. Dr. Jordan Peterson isn't your average self-help author. He's a Canadian clinical psychologist, a former professor at the University of Toronto, and a cultural commentator who sparked global discussions with his bold takes on psychology, philosophy, politics, and religion. You might know him from interviews or viral lectures online, but before the spotlight, before the controversy, Peterson spent decades working behind the scenes, in university classrooms, in private therapy sessions, and through extensive research. He helped people confront their inner struggles, understand their fears, and take meaningful steps toward healing and growth. And that's exactly what shaped his book 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, a work that exploded onto the global stage in 2018 and became an international bestseller almost overnight. At its core, the book is built around one powerful idea. Without order, life falls into chaos. And chaos isn't just some abstract concept. Chaos is what you feel when life spirals out of control, when anxiety creeps in, when depression takes over, when you feel aimless or disconnected. It's stress, it's confusion, it's suffering. But on the flip side, there's order. Order is what keeps us grounded. It's structure, it's personal responsibility, it's showing up every day when you don't feel like it. It's the discipline that gives you freedom and the courage that gives your life meaning. Peterson doesn't offer empty inspiration or vague philosophy. His 12 rules are raw, honest, and practical. They're rooted in ancient stories, deep psychological truths, and real-life experience. Each rule challenges you to rise above your circumstances, not by controlling the world, but by taking control of yourself. Whether you're struggling to get your life together, or simply looking for a sharper sense of direction, these rules are more than advice, they're tools. And if you use them well, they can change everything. Let's unpack what they really mean, and why they matter now more than ever. Now, let's break down some of the most powerful rules, and the big ideas behind them, that have made 12 Rules for Life resonate with millions around the world. Rule 1. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. At first glance, it sounds like advice your parents might have given you about posture, but Peterson dives much deeper. He begins with an unexpected example. Lobsters. In the animal kingdom, especially among lobsters, dominance and hierarchy are established through body language. Lobsters that stand taller and look more confident are treated with more respect, and they tend to thrive. Peterson uses this as a metaphor for humans. When you physically carry yourself with strength head up, shoulders back, you signal not only to the world, but to your own brain, that you're capable, that you're not defeated, that you're ready to take on the chaos. This rule is about more than just looking confident, it's about being confident. It's about choosing to face life's struggles with your chest out and your spine straight. Because even when you feel like collapsing inward, your posture can become the first act of resistance against fear and weakness. Rule 2. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. This one hits home for a lot of people. Think about it. If your friend was sick or struggling, you'd encourage them to rest. You'd make sure they eat right, take their medicine, get support. But when you struggle, how often do you ignore your needs? You might criticize yourself, neglect your health, or push through pain without care. Peterson asks, why do we treat others with more compassion than we treat ourselves? This rule is about learning to take yourself seriously, not in an ego-driven way, but in a caring, responsible way. It's about stepping into the role of your own caregiver, someone who advocates for your well-being, someone who believes you're worth the effort. Because if you wouldn't abandon a loved one in their moment of need, why do that to yourself? Rule 3. Make friends with people who want the best for you. Your environment matters, and that includes the people you surround yourself with. Peterson emphasizes that your social circle should be made up of those who uplift you, not people who feed your bad habits, belittle your goals, or keep you stuck in the past. It's easy to stay close to people out of convenience, history, or even guilt. But real friends want you to succeed. They call you out when you're off track. They encourage your growth. And importantly, they celebrate your wins, not secretly resent them. The message here is simple but powerful. If you want to live better, you have to choose better company. Your friends can be a mirror or a cage. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. This is one of the more sobering rules and one of the most controversial. We live in a time where blaming others is easy. We criticize politics, institutions, society, even strangers online. But Peterson challenges that instinct. He says, before you point fingers outward, take a hard look inward. Is your room clean? Are your habits healthy? Are you living with integrity? This doesn't mean we should ignore injustice or pretend everything's okay. But it does mean that true change, meaningful, sustainable change starts at home, your daily actions, in the way you treat your family, manage your time, and handle your responsibilities. It's a call to take radical ownership, to fix what you can control before you take on what you can't. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful in what is expedient. This is perhaps the philosophical heart of the entire book. In life, you'll always be tempted to choose what's easy over what's right. Shortcuts, instant gratification, avoiding hard conversations or uncomfortable truths. But Peterson warns that path leads to emptiness. Meaning, on the other hand, demands sacrifice. It requires you to do the hard thing, to delay pleasure, to endure discomfort, to commit to a higher purpose. Whether it's building a strong family, a career you're proud of, or a spiritual life that grounds you, meaning doesn't just happen, it's forged. This rule is deeply rooted in ancient religious and moral traditions. The idea that growth and redemption come through suffering, that fulfillment lies not in what's fast, but in what's right. It's a reminder that the good life isn't always the easy life, but it's always the meaningful one. Rule 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. And finally, a surprisingly gentle rule. By now, you've seen how intense and demanding Peterson's ideas can be. But this last rule is about grace. It's about surviving suffering not by avoiding it, but by noticing beauty within it. Life is hard, sometimes unbearably so. There's pain you can't fix, and heartbreak that lingers. But even in the darkest moments, there are small blessings. A warm ray of sunlight, a child's laughter, a quiet animal that trusts you enough to come close. Peterson lost his daughter to a lifelong illness, and this rule was born out of that grief. It's a call to pause, breathe, and find peace in tiny, fleeting moments, because sometimes, that's what carries you through. Final thoughts throughout 12 Rules for Life. Peterson weaves together science, mythology, religion, and decades of clinical experience. His voice is tough, often challenging, but always focused on one mission: helping people become stronger, not by chasing perfection, but by choosing responsibility, choosing meaning, choosing to face chaos with courage and discipline. You might not agree with every rule or every idea, but the deeper message is one worth hearing. Your life matters, and how you choose to live it matters even more. So what can you actually gain from reading 12 Rules for Life? Let's break it down. Clarity. One of the biggest challenges in life is not knowing why things feel out of control. You feel overwhelmed, stuck, maybe even hopeless, but you can't quite explain why. This book helps you shine a light on that confusion. Peterson's rules don't just give you advice, they offer a new lens through which to see your life. You'll begin to understand the hidden patterns of chaos in your relationships, your habits, your mindset, and more importantly, you'll start to see what's within your power to change. It's not magic, it's self-awareness, and clarity is the first step toward real transformation. Direction. It's easy to lose your way in today's world. Distractions are everywhere. So are opinions, expectations, and pressures. But this book gives you something solid, something real. Each rule is like a signpost, guiding you back to what actually matters. Structure, routine, values, personal discipline. These aren't vague, feel-good mantras. They're concrete steps you can apply to your daily life. Things like cleaning your room, telling the truth, setting boundaries, facing what you fear instead of avoiding it. When you apply these small but powerful actions, they build momentum, and that momentum creates a sense of direction, a path forward that feels meaningful. Elevation. This isn't a book that pretends life is easy. In fact, Peterson is brutally honest. Life is hard. There's suffering. There's loss. There's chaos. But in the face of all that, he doesn't say, give up. He says, stand up. There's a certain kind of motivation that doesn't come from hype, it comes from truth. When someone looks you in the eye, metaphorically, and says, you can do this, but it's going to take everything you've got. That's what this book offers. It doesn't hand you comfort, it hands you a sword, and reminds you that you're strong enough to use it. Courage. And finally, perhaps the most important gift this book gives. Courage. Courage to take responsibility for your life, even when it's painful. Courage to face things you'd rather avoid. Courage to stop blaming the world and start becoming the kind of person who can handle the world. Because with responsibility comes strength. And when you become stronger mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you become someone people can count on. Someone who stands tall. Someone who brings order to chaos, both inside and out. That's freedom. That's real power. So if you're looking for a book that challenges you, inspires you, and actually helps you become better, not just feel better, 12 Rules for Life is worth your time, because what you'll gain could stay with you for life. 12 Rules for Life is more than just a self-help book, it's a challenge. In a world that feels increasingly loud, confusing, and unstable, Jordan Peterson doesn't offer comfort, he offers clarity. He reminds us of something most of us forget. You're stronger than you think. Yes, life is tough. Yes, there's chaos. But you can face it, and you must. It starts with the basics. Clean your room not just to tidy up, but to take control of your space. Stand up straight, not just physically, but mentally. Speak the truth, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And most importantly, pursue what is meaningful, not what is easy. Because the easy path leads nowhere. But meaning builds strength, purpose, and peace. If this message resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which of the 12 rules spoke to you the most? Thanks for listening. Stay grounded, stay honest, and keep building a life of Ori. Be chaos.